Let's get to know the first of 9 contestants for Hopkins County Dairy Festival Queen and find out about their first weekend's experiences. Here's Katey, Carol, and Sadie.
Good morning. Hello, I'm Dairy Festival contestant number 1. I'm Katey Brown, and I will be a senior at Sulphur Springs High School.
Okay, good morning to you. And
hello, I'm Dairy Festival contestant number 2. I'm Carol Nabors, and I will be a senior at Como-Picton.
okay, Carol, thank you.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Dairy Festival contestant number 3. I'm Sadie Connor, and I'll be a senior at North Hopkins ISD.
Okay, well, you've had an exciting past weekend and did lots of things maybe you never did before.
Yes, ma'am.
Have any of you ridden in a hot air balloon before?
No, ma'am.
Milked a cow before?
No, ma'am.
Built a float before?
No.
You'll never forget your experiences. Well, let's get started then. We want to find out, how much fun that was. So, Katey, tell us one of your best memories now.
Oh, the hot air balloon, for sure. It was so peaceful. I thought it would kind of be like a Six Flags ride. So when you started going up, how your stomach gets a little tingly and it jolts, like on the Superman or something. That's how I thought it was, and it wasn't. We just, there's no time to think about it. They start going up, and then you jump in the basket and you're up in the air in like a blink. It was awesome. I loved it.
So no rough landing?
No, ours was pretty smooth. You had to bend your knees after you landed, but we didn't tip over or anything, which I was pretty happy about.
Carol, tell us about something you'll remember forever.
For sure, it will be the milking contest, because I actually placed first in it.
What?
And that was one of my first times to milk a cow.
My goodness.
Yes, ma'am.
So you got the trophy and everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, good for you. Well, you'll know that you'll have a backup career then if you need that. So the milking contest was your favorite or most memorable, let's say.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what about you, Sadie?
Mine was definitely the parade, because I've always watched those as growing up. I've wanted to be in them since I was a little kid, and me getting to live it and be in it was probably a peak of all my dreams of this town being met.
So you got to wave?
Yeah, I got to sit there and wave with my little costume on and see everybody, and it was cool because a lot of people know us from Dairy Festival, so it was really cool.
We do. So now, Sadie, continue and tell us what your float was like and about building that float.
Our float, well, my theme was dancing in the moonlight, so I really wanted to just make a huge disco ball. So I did. Took a lot of time, and I would not have been able to do it without my parents at all, because I didn't want to wake up early like my parents did to work on it. So I was super thankful for that. So yeah, it was pretty fun.
And the theme of yours was dancing in the moonlight, and what did you wear on the float?
I wore a poodle skirt, but instead of a poodle, we made a skirt that had a cow on it instead. A dancing cow. It was super cute. And then I wore an I Love Milk shirt.
Okay.
Yep.
I love it. Carol, tell us about the parade and your float.
Well, it did take about 2 weeks to make the float, and my parents put a lot of hard work into it as well. My mom had the great ideas of us doing because my theme was cow jumped over the moon, so my mom had the great idea of the cat and the fiddle, and I actually had Lizzie, my chihuahua, sit up there with me for the dog that laughed, and that seemed to be everybody's viewpoint. They didn't care about me, they cared about the dog.
So cute. So did you have to put a lot of hours into building that float?
Yes, ma'am. The glitter took forever.
Okay. And let's ask Katey about her float building.
My theme was Blue Moon, and so we did a 50s inspired milkshake shop. And when I tell you there was glitter all over this float, I mean, nothing was not covered in glitter. It took us about a month. Our whole float was made out of cardboard, believe it or not. It definitely didn't look like it, yes. But yes, my parents spent countless hours, more than I did. They worked on it while I was at dress rehearsal, for recital, and I'm so insanely grateful for them. It was definitely one of my favorite experiences, riding on top of that.
Isn't it
I
great?
loved it. We had this moon, And one of our friends did it, Rhonda Brock, if she's listening. So it was a turquoise moon because it's blue moon, and it had cow spots all over it. And of course, it was covered in glitter. Then outlining the cow spots were these reflective mirrors we got off of a disco ball we had randomly in our house. And so my sisters spent about an hour mirrorizing the disco ball and so we gave the little mirror pieces to Rhonda, and on the back they were just covered in foam, and so of course she had to pick that off.
So lots of, hands-on efforts and everybody pitching in.
Yes.
So that's a wonderful part. Well, what about the milking contest for you?
So
how'd that turn out?
I am not a very texture person. I don't like touching stuff that I'm not familiar with, so it was a very different experience for me. I had never milked until the milking contest. We had watched YouTube videos on it, but it could only help so far. And so I only used one hand because I was really scared about the cow knocking over the bucket, because she did while I was practicing. So I didn't want to risk it. I used one hand, and of course it put me behind. But it was okay. I really wasn't thinking I was going to place it all. I was just surprised I got milk in the bucket.
You wanted to participate.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what about Sadie on the milking contest?
I placed third.
What?
Didn't expect it at all, because my cow stopped dropping milk when the board members of Dairy Festival were like, let's give them a round of applause. And the cow didn't like all that noise, so she stopped dropping milk for a solid 5 seconds, and I was like, there it goes. I don't have a place anymore. Because I was pretty confident at the beginning, because we did practice at the Coons Dairy once.
Okay.
So I was like, I got this. I was feeling confident, and then she stopped dropping milk, and I was like, okay, it's over now.
Well, do the parents also milk?
Yes.
Okay. So anybody's parents place first?
No.
No? Okay. Had any of your parents ever milked a cow before?
Yes.
No.
Oh, okay. Tell us who your parents are.
Kristen Leslie Brown.
Okay, thank you, Katey. And Carol?
My parents are Amanda and Ronnie Nabors.
Okay.
And my parents are Todd and Leah Connor.
Okay, well, we will know from now on how they do at milking contests. Let's talk about this coming up weekend, because this is the big one. And you have lots of things to do this week, like sell tickets.
Our tickets are actually due Thursday, so they gave us our tickets pretty far in advance. We got them, March? April?
Yeah, middle of March.
Something around there. And so we've been selling them all throughout there. So ticket sales, we're almost done.
Okay.
But last night we practiced from 6 to 11. And so I think it's an every night thing. And Friday is our dress rehearsal, and Saturday's the big thing.
Till 11 p.m. last night.
11 p.m. last night.
It was
freezing.
An experience. Oh, yeah. We all had our blankets. We were all cuddled up in the auditorium.
So your first night on the stage and learning placements and just kind of the mechanics of it at first.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to ask Carol to tell us about your talent. What will your talent be?
I'm actually doing a magic showcase.
What?
Yes, I have 2 magic tricks in it, and I just learned them probably 2 weeks ago.
So you haven't done magic for a long time?
No, I had somebody teach me.
How neat.
But they're really good. They were
so
incredible
cool.
watching it last night. I was like, let me see show me how to do it so I can, know.
I was kind of standing up in my seat trying to see if I could see inside the hat.
Everybody was so curious.
So do you think you would like to continue learning more about?
Oh, definitely. It was so much fun.
That really sets people apart. I mean, hardly anybody does magic tricks. I love that.
All of our talents, we have a large variety. It's not all the same. We have very different talents this year.
Tell me about yours, Sadie.
I'm singing from a Broadway musical called Dear Evan Hansen, and the song is Only Us, and it's a bedroom scene with a teenage girl who's in love with this guy, and she's dancing around with her teddy bear, and it's just super cute.
Cute. Have you got your costume all ready?
I do. It's just pajamas.
Okay.
Yeah. I get to be all comfy on stage and not have to worry about anything, so.
Well, good. We will be seeing that. Of course, we will film the whole pageant, and then it'll get played back on our Channel 18 TV, and that way we can share it with everybody, in addition to the ones who get to come on Saturday, because please do, you'll remember this show forever if you come to the Dairy Festival pageant this Saturday night, 7 o'clock in the Sulphur Springs ISD auditorium of the Civic Center. Katey, tell us about your talent.
So I am tap dancing to Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
And have you been taking dance for very long?
Yes, ma'am. This is my 15th year.
Oh, wow. Okay. What is the different types you take, and what is your favorite?
So I take tap, ballet, point, jazz, and then I'm a competitive dancer as well. So we do a lot of contemporary, we do another jazz and a palm. And definitely my favorite is tap. I just feel like it's so different from everything else I do. And so that's why it's one of my favorites.
You know, not everyone can tap dance.
Yeah.
And when you get to be a mom, you can pull that out of the bag and say,
It's a pretty funny story. So my parents like to scare me quite often. And so when I get really scared, apparently I start tap dancing. I don't even think about it. They'll just pop out from somewhere and I'll just start tap dancing. Like, I get so scared, my body just does it.
That's crazy. Well, there's a saying about tap dancing in the dark to make yourself not be scared.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
It feels dangerous a little bit.
Feeling a little risky.
Let's talk about, we are going to be out of time. Let's talk about our evening gown. Start with you, Sadie.
All right. I have a charcoal gray dress. It's fitted and then flares out at the bottom. It's bedazzled and all sparkly at the top, and then kind of tulle at the bottom with a cute little trail.
Okay. And what about you, Carol?
My dress is full of sequins. It's red and silver, and it's fitted, but it kind of goes out at the bottom where it has a little bit of a tail.
Okay. And Katey?
Mine is black and gold with iridescent sparkles all the way down, and it's fitted as well and flares out just a little bit at the bottom, but with the trail as well.
Beautiful gowns, and 9 contestants, and it will be an occasion to turn out for at the pageant this Saturday night. And so, tell me now, after this pageant is done and your summer is done, you'll be seniors in high school. And then what about after high school? What are your plans, Katey?
I hope to attend Texas A&M University in College Station.
Okay. What do you want to pursue?
It's undecided right now. I'm either leaning towards real estate or the psychology route.
Okay. Well, good luck on that. Carol, what about you?
I would like to attend NTCC, but I would like to go ahead and get into PTA.
Okay, physical therapy assistant is what you want to go for first.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's a great goal. What about you, Sadie?
I plan to attend TWU. I want to be a certified registered nurse anesthetist. So that's quite a bit of schooling because you have to go through many steps, but it's what I would really like to do.
Well, it's wonderful to know what you want, kind of to do in your life and what career goals that you have. And I guess I want to ask you, we have just enough time for something brief. What about Dairy Festival? What made you decide to run for it, and what you think you'll take away? Katey?
So I've always wanted to do it ever since I was little, seeing the queen ride on top of the float. And so as I've gotten older, I've known the queens, and they've all been such good people. And so I always kind of wanted to do that and have people think that about me, make that impression. I just hope to take away such a fun experience. I'm so excited about the pageant this week. Last night was so fun, even though we were freezing.
Freezing in there. Thank you, Katey Brown. And Carol?
It's something I've never really done before, and I feel like it's going to be a great experience, and I hope to just have an enjoyment in it.
Okay. And what about you, Sadie?
Well, I've lived in Sulphur Springs my entire life, and it's always been a big deal for me and at least a couple of my friends to go watch the festivals and the pageants and all that, and I've probably attended probably like every single one that we've had since I've been alive, because I was just obsessed with it. And then last year, right after the festival, Cindy came up to me and she was like, "So are we doing this?" And I was like, "Absolutely, sign me up." Like, I was signed up the day after. It was just, I've looked up to these girls like for years, and I'm like, I want to be just like them. Because like, you grow up thinking I want to be a princess, and you get to be a princess.
You get to be.
I know, it's just incredible.
Well, we're going to be there to watch you and enjoy it right along with you. Thank you all for coming in today.
Thank you.
And best of luck at the Saturday's pageant.